center tap transformer or midpoint cycloconverter. Now, as shown in this figure, these types of cycloconverter consist of 4 SCR, namely TP1, TN1, TP2 and TN2. Now, as shown in this figure, the SCR TP1 and TN1, they are connected in anti-parallel. Similarly, the thyristor or SCR TP2 and TN2, they are also connected in anti-parallel. Now, the secondary winding of this transformer is connected to the SCR. So, the A terminal is connected to the one combination of TP1 and TN1, and the second terminal, secondary winding second terminal, that means this B terminal of the secondary winding is connected to the another combination of SCR TP2 and TN2. Now, the another output of both combinations are connected together. And as shown in this figure, the load is connected between the common terminal of this combination and the center point of the secondary winding. Now, this SCR TP1 and TP2 forms a positive converter for this cycloconverter, and similarly, this SCR TN1 and TN2 forms a negative converter for this cycloconverter. Now, here we are using step down type transformer. So, due to this step down type of transformer, the natural commutation is possible of the thyristor. That means natural commutation is possible in this step down type cycloconverter. That means it will turn off itself. So, there is no force commutation is required to turn off the SCR. So, that is the main advantage. Now, the load, it may be pure resistive or it consists of resistive part as well as inductive part. So, mostly RL type load is practically possible. But for the understanding, we will see when the pure resistive load is connected across this cycloconverter, what will happen. Then we will see that when RL load is present in the circuit, what will be the difference. So, first let me see when the pure resistance is used as a load. So, now this is the input cycle, is the input cycle to this SCR combination. So, when during the positive half cycle of input, the terminal A is positive and terminal B is negative with respect to common terminal C. Now, at this instance, the SCR TP1 is turned on. So, now due to this, the load current starts to flow through path of A terminal to the TP1, then B terminal, then load, then C and then A. So, this is the path of current passing through this circuit. Now, that means we can say that the current flow in the load from B terminal to C terminal. Now, after some time, the input positive, here we can say that after this some time, the value of the voltage of positive cycles becomes 0. Now, the input voltage becomes 0 at this instant. So, due to this, there is no current passing through this thyristor or SCR TP1. So, it will automatically turn off. That means natural commutation is present. Because the value of current passing through this thyristor or SCR TP1, its value is less than, the value of current passing through this TP1 is less than its holding current. So, it will turn off. So, now at same time, when your SCR TP1 is turned off, at same time SCR TP2 is turned on by applying the proper gate drives. So, here we can say that during the negative during the negative half cycle of input, the terminal B is positive and terminal A is positive with respect to this common terminal C. So that time the load current is flow from B point to TP2, then D terminal, then it is passing through the load, and then it is in common terminal C and then B. So this is the current passing during the first negative half cycle. So here you can also say that in this condition or in this period, the current is flow in the load from D terminal to C terminal. Now after some time, the value of this negative cycle, it also becomes 0. So that means there is no current passing through this TP1. That means it will turn off the SCR TP2 by natural commutation. So at the end of this first negative half cycle against SCR TP1 is turned on. STP turned on. So during this period, the load current flows through the path of A terminal to TP1, then D, then load, then C, and because during this second positive half cycle, the terminal A is positive and terminal B is negative with respect to this common terminal C. So here we can see during the positive second half cycle, thyristor TP1 is turned on. Now the value of the voltage of the second positive half cycles becomes 0. It reduces and at this time it becomes 0, which will turn off the thyristor TP1. Now at this instant, the thyristor Tn1 is higher by applying the proper gate current. That means during this period, during this second negative half cycle, the thyristor or SCR T1 is turned on. So here we can say that the terminal B is negative and terminal B is positive and terminal A is negative. So in what will happen? Here it is negative, here it is positive. That means the load current flows from C terminal to load, then D terminal, then SCR Tn1, then A terminal, and then C. So this is the direction of current passing through this circuit. So here you can say that the current flows in the load winding from C terminal to D terminal. That means it is flow in the reverse direction. Here, now at the end of this second negative half cycle, the voltage becomes 0 at this point. It will turn off this thyristor or SCR Tn1. Now during this second positive half cycle, Tn1 is turned on. At that time, Tn2 is turned on by applying the proper gate pulse. So in this condition, the terminal A is positive and terminal B is negative with respect to this C terminal. So here Tn2 is turned on. So the current flows from B terminal to Tn2, C terminal to D terminal to Tn2 and then B and then C. So here you can also see that the current flows from the load is from C to D. C to D. That means it is flows in the reverse direction. Now at the end of this third positive half cycle, this voltage is reduced and it becomes 0 at this point. So that time it will turn off the thyristor and SCR TN2, and that time the thyristor SCR TN1 is turned on. So during this negative period, negative half cycle, the B terminal is positive with respect to this C terminal and A terminal is negative with respect to this C terminal. Now during this period, the current flows still it is in reverse condition. It is in reverse condition. So now here we can say that this is the output. That is the waveform of the output circuit. So here we can say that, or we can see that the one positive half cycle, it is what happened here. We can see that cos cycle is obtained by every 3 half cycle. So here you can clearly see that the output, the one positive half cycle of the output is obtained by 3 positive half cycles, and similarly one output negative cycle is obtained by these 3 negative half cycles. Here you can also see that the output frequency is nothing but the Fi by 1/3 of the input frequency. So if the SCR, if we are using resistive load, that time the SCR is fired from pi to pi minus alpha duration, and it will itself turn off. It does not require any external commutation. So the magnitude of this output voltage we can change by changing the firing angle of the SCR. Now let me see when the load is RL. That means RL type load is connected across this cycloconverter. So already we have studied that when current passing through this inductive load, some energy is stored across it. Now the load current is continuous flow even the end of any half cycle. So the thyristor TP1 or SCR TP1 and TP2 of one group take more time to turn off, and it also takes more time to turn on of the thyristor TN1 and TN2 of second group. So when the positive half cycle of the, here you can see the positive half cycle of the supply completed and negative half cycle it starts after at this point 180 degree, but the SCR TN1 turn on by applying gate pulse, but it does not turn on because here you can see, because the conduction of SCR1 or TP1 of positive converter continue due to the inductive load. So the voltage across the load becomes 0 when the conduction of cycloconverter shifted from positive half cycle to negative half cycle. So here you can see there is no output voltage available when the cycloconverter converts from positive half cycle to negative half cycle.